Joining me now is Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. He, of course, a close ally of President Biden, and Senator Coons was involved in some of these bipartisan talks on infrastructure. Thank you for being with us. That's what's in it. And we've talked a lot about this achievement last night, getting 67 senators on board, including Mitch McConnell, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren. That's some group right there. But you know there are potential issues ahead, particularly in the House of Representatives, where Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, among others, are a little bit unhappy about where things are headed. How do you get progressives on board?
Well, John, let's first focus on the good news of the day, which is that we've got a strong bipartisan group that has agreed to proceed with this bill in the Senate. It will be the largest investment in our nation's history in a wide range of things, from grid resilience and broadband, the infrastructure of the 21st century, to fixing our roads and bridges, our rail, our tunnel, our airports, all sorts of things that we haven't invested in enough over the last 50 years. This will make us stronger and more resilient to climate change. It'll create at least 650,000 new jobs a year. These are high-skilled, high-wage jobs. And frankly, it's a key piece of President Biden's agenda. One thing that, as I've heard commentators talk for and against this, one thing that is often overlooked is that we have to have bipartisan legislation in the Senate to authorize new programs. And there's a dozen new programs authorized in this bill. We can spend a lot of money with Democrats only through something called reconciliation in the Senate, and we will turn to that next. But we had to have a bipartisan infrastructure bill to authorize things like new programs for electric school buses or electric charging stations, which are in this bill.
You know, former Obama pollster Joel Benenson told us that he thinks it's a risk for some of these progressive Democrats, maybe in the House, who want more. He thinks there's a risk in trying to, as he puts it, overshoot the runway here on wanting to get more. What are the risks there, do you think?
Well, the key risk here is that we will fail to get authorization for new programs. And, John, that means we would get nothing in terms of new program spending in areas that don't currently have an authorization. So there's lots of areas in transit and in climate that are important to progressives where we have to get this bill done in order to get something out of the Senate and to the president's desk.
So, again, just to frame that, I think exactly as you're saying it now, you would say to progressives in the House, you know, don't push too hard. If you want too much, you could get nothing?
I think what's going to happen is we're either going to get both the bipartisan infrastructure deal, the hard infrastructure deal, and the robust, ambitious, multi-trillion-dollar Democrats-only bill out of the Senate and over to the House, or we'll get neither. So, yes, we either get both or neither.
Do you think that Democrats should hold out for both at the risk of getting neither?
Well, frankly, that's the path we're on right now, is getting both done. We've moved towards this infrastructure bill where we've got real cooperation between Democrats and Republicans. And I want to congratulate Senator Sinema and Portman, Collins and Manchin. There were so many in the core group of 10 senators who really made this happen, collaborating closely with the White House. But we are promptly going to move to the other bill before we end up leaving for our probably brief August recess. So it'll be clear to the House whether they've got both coming or neither before they have to take them up.
I want to ask you about vaccines. Our Caitlin Collins, our senior White House reporter, says that the president, friend Joe Biden, thinks we've hit something of a brick wall when it comes to vaccinations and can't quite understand why people are so hesitant. Some people remain hesitant to get the vaccine. Do you sense a frustration there?
Well, I think there's concern and frustration amongst a very wide range of public health leaders, of elected leaders. Frankly, you know, the governor of Alabama the other day said this is a renewed pandemic, a renewed outbreak of the unvaccinated. John, more than 97% of the people currently hospitalized for COVID are unvaccinated. It is concerning, frustrating how so many Americans are not trusting a safe and effective, scientifically sound vaccine. It's easy to get now. It's accessible all over the country, and it'll protect you and your family. So anyone who's watching, please get vaccinated. It is the path out of this for our whole country and for the world.
Chris Coons from Delaware, Senator, we appreciate you being with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.